Welcome back, everybody. This is My Journey 4K. We are back in IMSA in the Dallara P217. Let's get into it. I'm going to start this race in P9. Strength of the field today is a 30-25. Ooh, an accident behind us. Some cars getting into each other. Looks like a pretty large field today. Strength of the field today is a 30-25. We're going to start this race with a 10-66. This is a 35-minute race. A license requirement for entry. We are already battling this white and turquoise car in front of us. They're going to have to go defensive. Going side by side. It looks like we had a little bit of a run on them. We had to give it up. Slowing down the cars behind. They're going to go side by side briefly. Currently, the tires are not up to temp, so we want to be careful not to lose control and push it too hard early. But we don't want to give up those spots either. We started this race in P9 in our class. There is 3 classes. There's a hypercar. Sometimes I'll also refer to them as GTPs, prototypes. And there's the LMP2 class, which is what we're in. And this is the Dallara P217 Le Mans Prototype 2. And then there's the GT3 class, which are production race vehicles. So there's 2 prototype classes and then the production car class. Ooh, car losing control behind. Didn't slow up too many people, but they're gonna lose some spots. Looks like we are still in 9th place. Not much of a gap to the cars in front or behind. Looks like it's about even. Probably about a half a second to go. Cars in front battling, gonna go side by side. No, not quite. The one's just taking a look to the inside of that corner, but they didn't have a run. Of one anyways to make the move. That's going to allow us to close the gap now. Back down. Now that our tires are back up to temp, we ought to be able to start pushing it. We definitely do want to make sure to take it just a little bit easy in the first lap. And now sometimes it seems like the tires stay a little colder, a little longer. Cars in front kicking up dirt. Not much of a gap to the car in front of us now. Let's see if we can get a good exit there. Maybe we can get a run on them into the chicane. Looks like maybe we're opening up the gap to the car behind just a little bit, but not by much yet. That is pretty much the whole field right there in front of us. Nobody's really gotten away too much, it looks like. Still a fairly tight field, but it is not a lot of battles happening up there. The gaps are opening up. You can see a battle behind. Cars going side by side. The gap's opening up pretty much all over the place here. Pretty clean track in front and behind for most of these cars. Looks like we're still in ninth. Watching the cars behind battle a little bit. Trying to make a move. A little over 5 minutes in our 35-minute race. Pit window should open in about 10 minutes. Maybe sooner. And we'll have to stop for fuel at the minimum. And we won't really see these other classes until closer to the end of the race. If we pit early, we might see some of the lead hypercars. If they don't pit early as well. Hopefully we can keep this clean. Still in ninth, trying to chase down those cars in front. Looks like maybe a little bit of a battle might be happening. We've closed the gap just a little bit. Not as much as I'd hope. Still maintaining about the same gap to the car behind as well. I don't really want to make a mistake. There's several cars back there too. A little bit of a bigger gap there to the cars behind. We're going on the grass a little bit. Sometimes we are messing with settings. We might be getting ready to make sure our pit stop's set up. We're going to take on the right amount of fuel. And I was manually doing all of that early on, so sometimes I'd be watching something else. Trying to set up for pit stops and whatnot. Checking times. Don't really have anybody there assisting me to tell me how much time's left in the race and whatnot. A little over 8 minutes into the race now. Pit window really probably opens in the next lap or so. You really want to pull it early. I think you can go about 25 minutes on a tank. Car in front looks like it wanted to try and make a move. That's gonna slow them down a little bit, allow us to close that gap a little more. Just slowly reeling them in. We did close that gap up just a little bit there. So within a second, we'll have to wait and see if we can't get something to stick. I mean, 2:05.5s according to the steering wheel. Probably not fast enough for this group. 3,000 is a fairly high strength of field. We've got a really large LMP2 field here, it looks like. Still in ninth in our class. Just kind of maintaining position at the moment, trying to open up the gap to the car behind a bit. Taking the curbs there. Looks like we are opening up that gap to the cars behind a little bit. Maybe they made a mistake. A little bit of smoke there. Probably just the dirt. We'll see. Don't see anybody in front that has slowed up too much or closed the gap. Locking up the tires just a little bit there. We kept that gap closed now. It hasn't really gained or lost much from that last lap. Car in front of us is closing the gap to the car in front of them at the moment too. Looks like maybe we'll be seeing some battling again. Cars behind running into the dirt back there. See two of them kicking it. I don't know why. Maybe they're also messing with some settings. Pit window is probably open now. Don't know if we'll be coming in early or not. We do have someone to chase right now. I'd assume we'll stay out until maybe we run into some GT3 cars. Opening up the gap to the car behind. You can see them falling back more and more now. Cars in front still really aren't getting away from us, but we're not closing the gap on them. They're not battling as much anymore either. Would be nice to see a little bit of battling up front so that we could possibly try and make a move. See the cars behind battling now. Going side by side there. One of them going defensively. That should allow us a little more breathing room here. Pretty quiet initial part of the race, just a little bit of battling in front, a little bit behind here and there, but not a whole lot. We aren't gaining or losing a whole lot of the time to the cars in front of us. You can see some rocks kicked up on the track. Maybe they're starting to catch the car in front of them a little bit again. Ooh, we're going sideways. Almost lost control out of that corner. I don't think we lost too much time there. Hopefully the car still feels alright. We might be looking to pit soon. If we do, we'll be pulling in somewhere around 15 minutes in, leaving about 20 minutes left in our 35-minute race. Cars in front may be battling soon? No? Sort of looked like maybe he was catching them, but no. quite yet. We're not going to pull into the pits this lap. Ooh, looks like the car behind me has gotten around the white car. They were losing control a little bit coming out of the chicane. So they did eventually make that pass, it looks like. I don't know what kind of gap that is at the moment. They're a few seconds back there. Looks like maybe we've lost some time to the cars in front of us. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. I had maybe one or two little moments of losing control and regaining it. We're not too far behind the cars in front of us. I'm not sure, it looks like maybe the car behind us is catching. We will have to wait and see. I don't think our lap times are necessarily that bad at the moment, but maybe they're not that great either. You can still see quite a few cars not too far in front of us. Probably about a second gap to the car in front of us. After about 17 minutes, they've only gained about a second on us, so we're really staying in there with them. Starting to reach some GT3 cars. We are going to pull into the pits now. A couple cars in front are doing the same. Maybe we can close up some of the time here. Car behind is also pitting. Many LMP2s choosing to pit now. We can see a hypercar in front as well, the Acura. Many LMP2 cars coming in behind us as well. Most of the field is pitting this lap. Somewhat surprising, that black car behind us is out before us. We are going now. I think we did take 4 new tires, it looked like. Maybe we're leaving in 8th. It says 8th on our car, but I don't believe that's accurate. Not at the moment. Well over 18 minutes into the race, most of the field is pitted now. We'll have to see where we stand when we cross the line. I was a bit surprised to see nearly the entire LMP2 field pitting that time. It does say 8th on our car. We pulled in 9th. Maybe something happened to a car in front of us. Bit of a gap to the car behind us at the moment. It was a busy pit lane there. I saw some of the hypercars are deciding to pit as well. There was an Acura up front, I believe. I believe they were on a normal pit stop. Maybe they were getting repaired. Car now says 10th place, 12th place, keeps updating. We'll see where we are when we cross the line up here. I don't know if it's completely accurate yet. 13th, 14th. And now we've crossed the line. 26th overall, says 15th in class. That is quite a few cars that have pitted. It looks like we can see an LMP2 car just coming out of the pits. There is a hypercar starting to catch us now. Looks like a Cadillac. So we stopped in position 9. Looks like when we've come out, we're in 15th. Maybe not everyone pitted, it just looked like it. It was quite a busy pit lane, but it doesn't mean everyone was in there. We'll most likely see a few of those spots regained in pit lane. Cadillac's getting around us now, just before these S's. Probably slowed us down just a little bit, but not too badly. You can see the blue and green LMP2 car behind us. They just came out of the pits. This is the last lap. Been a pretty clean and clear race most of the time. The competition is very evenly matched. And it looks like we're in 14th. Gained one spot back. Last lap then. Looks like most of the people are fairly evenly matched, and the qualifying really lined up everybody accordingly. Not a whole lot of battles, a lot of cars just right behind each other. Quite a close race for a lot of it. We made a couple really small mistakes, just slightly losing control. But regaining it quickly, not losing too much time. That may have happened twice. I think only once though. Looks like the cars in front are battling currently. It says 14th in our class on the car currently. That will most likely get updated when we cross the line. Ooh, turquoise car is off the track in the dirt. We're gonna get that spot back. Not sure exactly what caused that. If there was contact with another car in front, or if there was their error. We should be in 13th. There's a GT3 car just ahead here. Starting to catch the GT3 field again now. We pitted just as we were catching them before, and I think that's what cued a lot of the other LMP2s to pit as well. So we saw most of the field pit at that time. Looks like we are in 13th place after crossing the line. Another car coming out of pit lane. It should be 12th that we're in, even though the car won't update that for a bit. GT3 car somewhat in the way. Hopefully it didn't slow us down too much there. It's really tough to keep momentum and speed up through those corners when there's GT3 cars in front. So the car says 13th. I believe we are in 12th because of that LMP2 coming out of the pits. So we've got another one back, I think, in pit lane, and then we got another one back with that turquoise car off the track. You can see that black LMP2 car in front of us was one that was behind us before we pitted, but they got out of pit lane before us. That car does not have the front end anymore. So I think that since we took on tires, that car that was behind us is now just in front of us. We could possibly have the pace to catch them before the end of the race. Less than 10 minutes, about 9 to go. How many laps we do will depend on where the leader is when time expires. We're gonna go side by side with this Porsche into the main straight. Looks like maybe definitely losing time, losing back end control a little bit. They're gonna battle us through that whole chicane. Currently it says we're 11th in our class. You can see the LMP2 car just ahead of us. We're gonna have to pass a GT3 car soon though. Another AMG Mercedes Benz. We'll probably have to go side by side into these corners. Maybe not. We did squeak out just ahead of them here. Getting back to the racing line. You can see that LMP2 car just ahead. We are currently in 11th. 27 minutes into the race. We've got a little bit of time still to try and catch and get by. Got a few seconds at the gap to close though. But with this traffic, that can close quickly. We could also lose time with traffic. It does give and take. See the car behind us losing a little bit of time with the traffic. I think the traffic's helping us out in front of us currently. We'll see if we can get a really good exit here and start to close that gap even more. We'll be fighting for 10th. We were in 9th and started the race in 8th overall in our class. Catching a BMW here in the chicane. We're going to stay behind them just for a moment. Looks like they're 4th in their class. GT3 car in front of them pitting. We're going to go to the inside here. We can see the car in front of us now, this white and yellow one, much clearer. Traffic has helped us a good amount, it looks like. A few minutes remain in the race. It looks like we're closing the gap for the car in front now. Currently in 11th. It felt like we had a good chance of being in 9th. But we took on 4 fresh tires. That was just enough time to let a few cars go by. Although we're going to look to try and catch and pass them in the long run. We should have fresher, better tires. Should be able to close the gap if some traffic interferes a little bit. Just a few laps remain in the race. You can see the hypercars starting to catch now. Some more hypercars. I don't know if this blue Cadillac, they passed us earlier, had to pit and then are passing us again. They've got a BMW not far behind them. We're not going to want to be in the way. This isn't our battle with this car behind. They will definitely have the pace on us. About 30 minutes in now, 5 minutes to go. How many laps we do will depend on where the leader is when time expires. I believe this blue Cadillac here is the leader. So for a few moments we will get to know where they are. That does say 0-1. They are in first place. That's the leader right there. In second place, just behind them. I think we'll be able to squeeze by both. Got them both by cleanly. Catching GT3 cars ahead now, though. Hypercar did make it by. We're going to try and stay out of the way for this one. GT3 car is going to stay close. Going in the grass slightly, maybe. But we all did make that pass cleanly. We were possibly 3 wide there, just for a moment. No, I don't even see that LMP2 car in front yet. Okay, there they are. Just in front of that BMW hypercar there. A couple Mercedes-Benz GT3 cars in the way here. Going to slow us down just a little bit. We're going to look to get by on the inside here. Shouldn't be a problem. As long as they notice us, don't run into us. It was pretty close. They are battling with their Mercedes-Benz behind them, most likely for position. So they don't want to give up any time letting us by. But they do have to do it carefully. Currently in 11th place. You can see that car on screen that just flashed there was the LMP2 car in front of us, 10th. Hopefully we can get an opportunity for that position soon. Time is starting to run out. The leader did just go by not that long ago. So I think we still have 2 laps to do. There's the leader right there, going through turn 1. Looks like it'll be this lap and 1 more. Time's gonna expire pretty close to when they finish their next lap. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. You can see 10th place, not too far in front of us, just a few seconds maybe. Traffic could give us that opportunity. There is still another lap and a half or so to go. You can see a BMW hypercar not too far behind us. We're gonna have to deal with them in a little while, it looks like. Pretty quiet in front and behind at the moment. Which is a relief because traffic can be quite stressful sometimes, especially when you're getting past and passing at the same time. Since I've raced most of these classes, I do sympathize with all of them, having to deal with all of that. And we're losing sight of the LMP2 car in front. The blue BMW hypercar is starting to catch behind. White flag is waving now. This will be the last lap. want to give them the best opportunity to go by. There's 10th place in front of us there. Probably about 2 seconds ahead of us. Maybe a little more. Looks like the hypercar didn't make it by before then, so they're gonna have to go by here. We should have a full speed exit there and a little bit of a draft to take. Gaining some time. That car back there is an Acura, not in our class. Really looked like they were gonna slow us down into these corners, which is unusual. Hypercars shouldn't be slower than us by that much. Another BMW just showed up in front there. Going slow. We're gonna have to watch out for this one. They are slightly in the way. They were in second place. Not sure what happened. But we have the pace on them now. We're gonna go by. They hit something somewhere. Looks like they're starting to find their pace again, and 2 hypercars are starting to catch us. BMW and an Acura. They are going to catch us in these corners. We're going to have to slow up and let them by. The Acura is going to go to the inside of the BMW in the chicane. BMW losing a little bit of control, getting in the way, slowing us down here at the very end. Alright, that'll do it. We're going to finish in 11th place. Our rating's going to go from a 1066. We're going to gain 41 points here. And we're going to go up to an 1107. Which isn't too bad. Thanks for watching, everybody. See you next time.